What is up, you guys? Welcome to episode 4 of the BRZ Drift Build. Today, we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna focus a little bit more on the aesthetics. We're gonna focus on the looks. We're gonna wash this bad boy, making a hole on this hood for this cover here. It will not close with this cover on it. The motor is a little too beefy. And to be honest, I don't mind it. I actually prefer it. It helps out with having a little more meaner. And we may be able to get a cold air intake from that hole in the future, so we'll figure that out. I'm not sure if I want to go down with the intake or if I want to have it go up or what the plan is yet, but we're going to be doing that. We got a Battle Arrow wing. This is the biggest spoiler I've seen on a car in real life. This is the spoiler. This is the lift leg. And you can see the comparison. This is what I use to lift the car up. And I mean, the angle doesn't help, but like, it's huge. First, we're gonna wash it. Then we're gonna put the wing on there. Then we will be doing the hood modification. So she's clean for the most part. Before we even think about throwing this wing on there, this car does not have perfect paint, but we still want to conserve it. Mount some tape onto the back of this trunk on the edge, give or take where it's gonna go, so that we don't do any unnecessary scratching. Also, we are not going to be removing the original wing. I actually like the look of it with the original wing and Battle Arrow wing. So the idea is to have both wings, this one and Battle Arrow, more than anything for aesthetics. Hopefully whenever I go to wrap, color change it. Well, I gave it away. So we're going to be wrapping the car, but not just any wrap. That's for the end of the video. Just wait. First thing is mount the wing on top with the tape and measure out the sides and make sure it's perfect. What we are doing here is we are measuring from the end of here to the line of the trunk and from here to this line here. What I have came to see is that from here to here on each side, I need 5.5 right there, right about there. Okay, you guys, that is the position. This is what the wing is gonna look like on the car. The only thing we're going to do now is through the tape, we're going to outline the holes on each side of the wing, and then we will be drilling through, but first we need to look inside the trunk and figure out what the situation is inside. There is basically nothing in here, no electronics at least. This is gonna be in our way in order to easily put bolts through this. So I'm gonna do my best to not have to cut this out for now. Later in the future, again, if I were to cut that out, it would give me less weight. I'm not sure if I wanna do that yet, but that is an option. What I'm going to be doing to do this is remove this mount from the actual wing and then just mount these first, the bottom pieces of the wing, and then mount this on top. You guys, we are at that point where we are going to drill through this sucker. Before you do this, ensure there's no cables underneath because you will go right through them. Trust me, I've done it before. There we go, you guys. If you did it properly, this is what it should look like. This bottom one here, we're gonna have to put a big washer on it and see if we can't make this fasten up. Worst case scenario, it'll have to fasten in here. Okay guys, so if you did your homework right and you measured and you got your wing on there, you guys be honest, is it too much? Is it kind of ridiculous? Or is it just enough? I don't know if it's a little too wide. I mean, it sticks out a little bit farther than the actual car, probably as far as that mirror, but it's not too bad. It's not too ridiculous once it's on the car, and I actually really like it. I've never had a car that I could just go all out and basically create a race car, so this is my first full-on race car build. Now, there is one thing that I am a little concerned about when opening this trunk. Hope it does not hit. Oh yes, we're in business, boys. Barely enough clearance. Perfect. So much for washing a car. Okay, so I've been going through this. I've been trying to figure it out how we're gonna go about this, and I think the best way to do it is just to cut through the hood, making a little incision here, and then after that, in a sense, measuring it out. You'll figure it out. We are past the point of return. So what we did is I took off the piece of intake that I had there because unfortunately it was still hitting, and it wasn't even hitting on this or the hood anymore. It was hitting on the part of the intake that comes straight out. This is what we get when you actually do some measuring. Unfortunately, it turns out that this side had a curve on it and this side did not. It's all right, I don't really care. It would have been nice to have that little detail, but I already chopped it off, so that's not gonna happen. All right guys, so last thing you guys saw was me chopping away at the hood. The hood is done. The only thing that was getting in the way is the filter, where for the motor it sticks out straight. So this is the motor, and the hood of the BRZ essentially comes down like that, and so that filter wasn't able to be there, so I had to cut it out. This is what we came up with. It looks pretty good to me. The hood took a little beating in terms of the paint and stuff, but it's not a problem because this car's paint is in no terms good. It's gonna get redone. I am loving the way this thing looks. Only problem would be a day like today with all this rain. With all this rain, I wouldn't be able to take it out because all this water would get into here. So I gotta figure out if there is a fix, maybe a protector for this so humidity or water doesn't get in. I'm pretty sure there's something, but we will do some research. This is a temporary filter, and if there is another one that is waterproof, we shall invest in one of those. But so far, man, she's looking good. Also, these are new. I didn't really record the hood pin install. I figured hacking up your hood is not a cool thing. This is for whenever there is no other latch available, or you don't have the clearance or something like that. We actually had somebody sell us the motor without a power steering pump or a starter. Okay, so after what seemed like forever, the starter is finally on. That took way too long. Seems like if you have a starter, don't lose it. And if you have starter bolts, don't lose them either, or you won't be able to find a single one of them. Okay guys, so here's the deal. We got everything that we can install on the car currently. The only thing we are waiting for are parts. So I wanted to get the car running, but somewhere in my mind, I was not thinking of the wiring somehow. And so we are missing the wiring harness. Basically, there's things in the mail or on the way that we're missing, like an angle kit, like a wide body kit, and like the color that we are going to throw on this bad boy. Most of you guys probably guessed wrong because I didn't even know what I was gonna throw on here, and thanks to the wife, she figured out that I don't want to be boring and go with a basic black or gray or something. We are going for a livery, like an actual racing livery, custom made for this car in a sense, and it's actually being made still. I'm ready to drive this thing. I'm ready to cut it up. We're gonna cut through the fenders. We're gonna do all this extra stuff. Hopefully rip some good tires. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. I'm excited to get out there and get some serious damage done to this thing. You may think that with fixing it up all nice, it's gonna stay pretty. Oh no, I'm as reckless as it gets, bro. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.